Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing the Eviction Memorandum or the extension for 2021 and also the Eviction Moratorium for 2021. As most of you know, we had a eviction moratorium back in 2019, and then President Joe Biden rolled out a new one which would extend all the way till March 31st. Now, we have about 11 days before the month ends, and so if you haven't filed this particular moratorium, then you'd want to do that. Now, if you look in the description or in my comments section of the video, you will be able to find both this, the letter itself, and in principal rules, which says basically if you're under, I think, 99,000 and you are behind on rent and other things, as long as you can prove that you would likely be homeless due to this, then this moratorium would be effective. Look, guys, there's a lot of things that landlords are doing that are clever, along with their attorneys, especially large complexes where they try to serve you with things like that are called a 3-day notice to vacate. Okay, that is a request. It is not a federal or a court order. Okay, when they issue something like that on your door, it simply means they're requesting that you leave. There's no legal standing with that at all. Okay, so when you see something like that, unless a judge has specifically awarded the landlord the ability to evict you, then that 3-day notice to vacate means nothing. Okay. Another thing is, a lot of landlords will say, "Oh, well, we've opted out of the moratorium or the memorandum." Look, there's no opting out of a presidential order. There's no option to opt out of legislation. Okay, so these landlords are just straight up lying to you, and in some cases attempting to deceive you. The other thing I see playing out with landlords is they're offering payment plans. So they cleverly will put at the top, COVID-19 relief, rental relief, but what you don't notice is what you're really doing is you're signing away your rights to stay in the complex. It says if you do not, here's a payment plan, and then if you look at the small print at the bottom, you'll notice that what they're telling you is if you sign up for this, you're signing away your rights, saying that you can be evicted, okay, if you miss even one payment. So while you think this is all official and you're being protected, it's a lot like going and being brutally beaten by a police officer and then having the police department investigate it, okay? If you're going to the landlord for advice about being evicted and the CDC memorandum or the CDC moratorium, then you're being an idiot, okay? Because they're not going to give you the truth. Their lawyers have instructed them to say very clever things, and a lot of their forms and payment plans, these are all just clever attempts to make you lose in court when it happens. Look, guys, now, for most of you, whether you're a member of my channel or you have found my channel by my video for some reason, I deal in Section 8 HUD and low-income housing. There's approximately 20 million people out here right now that likely on March 31st will be evicted. And the thing about these evictions are, after that federal protection is released and you no longer have it, you have to pay all the rent all at once. Otherwise, they will get the judgment against you, okay? There is no other extension to this. That is it. Now, that's not to say that other cities and counties are not don't have a memorandum or a moratorium of their own, which may, and from what I've seen, the last one goes, I think, around June, okay? But those don't offer the same protection as the federal government. So even if your city has it, there's a whole lot of reasons in which they can evict you. So what I'm saying is after March 31st, it's the Wild West. The landlord can put you out and win an eviction regardless of what your state legislator or your county is doing for you or their moratorium, okay? There's lots of bullet holes in that, essentially. So what I'm going to get back to is the low-income housing in Section 8. Look, guys, if you are at risk of being homeless and you can't pay $10,000 in back rent, then, one thing that I do offer on my channel, and you can investigate that thoroughly, is that I help people get assistance with getting housing, okay? Even for those of you that would never consider an option, let me tell you, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and homeless shelters are still full. If you have nowhere to go, you have no money, and you've been freshly evicted, sometimes the best option you have is to reach out with a consultant that can help you get through the Section 8 housing process and application quicker. And for those of you that are already homeless because of this or surfing couches, there's another program out there that's federally funded. It's called the Continuum of Care, CES, and that process takes between, maybe a week to 35 days. If you live in Florida, up to 90 days. But, most people know my reputation of helping people get housing in the aftermath with low-income housing is pretty good. It's like 97%. And so I've been making videos, over 150 over 6 years on YouTube, and then I have about 15 years additional experience. In addition to that, I have landlords that actually pay me to consult on their properties, and I have roughly over 100 million worth in properties. A lot of the landlords have very large buildings, 2, 3, 500 units, and they get me to consult. And what I do is I approve and deny applications. So when I tell you I'm actually a district manager in many very large properties, at least in the respect of approving applications, I can assure you that if I tell you that hiring me to consult for you to get you in some low-income housing or temporary housing would be your best option. I am an absolute expert in that area. I have a proven track history doing that. I charge $40 for 30 minutes. You can find my contact details in the bottom, in the comments section below, or in the description. Or you can visit, click on my photo, it'll bring you to the main page, and you can look on the community page. You'll see how many times people have left reviews, a bunch of award letters from housing authorities around the nation that have granted my clients housing choice vouchers, and in a relatively short period of time, sometimes as little as 6 days, 8 months, 12 months, 3 years. You know, a lot of you guys go out and try to do this stuff yourself, and you end up on a 10, 15, 20-year waiting list, okay? I don't have any clients that wait that long. I've had people that come to me that are on a waiting list that long, and after we make some necessary changes, they get through it quicker. So the reason I'm bringing that whole conversation back to the moratorium is, you know, you're going to have to consider the inconceivable if you do get evicted and can't pay that money. So I'm just telling you guys, if you found this video and you're looking at this, you do have another option. And with it being only 11 days away, and city and state moratoriums are starting to fail and fall apart, and judges are no longer accepting those, your only option may be just that. And trust me, you'd want somebody in your corner when it comes to that, because when you're dealing with low-income housing, COC housing, housing choice voucher, and all the many other options for people that have recently damaged credit, that have an eviction and different things, is I'm especially good at what I do, okay? So I encourage you, look around the channel, look at the people that are talking in the comments. You'll see that I'm very highly rated for YouTube. I'm the #1 authority on YouTube, and I'm in the top 3 when it comes to Google. So I consult with housing authorities, multi-million-dollar properties. I'm a district manager at many, many different properties for the application process, and I've consulted thousands, literally over 10,000. And so that is an option you can explore if you do reach that point. If you simply just need an eviction memorandum, you want to sign that, you've got 11 days to use that. After that, it's going to be a free-for-all in courts. It depends on how quickly the courts move and how quickly they're going to put you and your property on the street. I don't wish that for anybody. But look, guys, there's a lot of people that habitually like to wait till the last minute. This is not a game you want to play with all your property in your home, okay? Once they give a judgment in a court, you know, it can be days. They can give you a 3-day notice to vacate at that point. And when they do that and you answer the door and all your property's inside, you're given anywhere from a few minutes to possibly an hour to move your property. It's all thrown in the front lawn, and then it's a free-for-all. Trust me, you want to start reacting to this now, okay? So it's really not about these memorandums and moratorium. It's about the next step, and if you don't start taking those steps, then it's going to be a big problem. Look, I'm not concerned on whether or not you have evictions or not, okay? Housing authorities and also CFC housing expect a certain level of that. And they also occasionally accept people that have criminal histories. Okay, so it really depends on your specialized situation, how far I can help you. But I can tell you that most people that have hired me know me to be quite successful at what I do. I'm considered one of the best in the nation when it comes to getting people in continuum of care housing. And I'm next to none when it comes to Section 8. And so I hope in some way some of this information has been helpful. Again, the links for the moratorium and the memorandum are all there. I would not leverage yourself against counting on a city program, because the judges, like I said, the city can bid whatever moratoriums they want. It doesn't mean the judge has to honor that. The only time a judge is struck down behind an order is going to be when it's on the federal level or presidential level. And then those powers to be will expire in approximately 11 days. And so, you know, I wish you all the very best that you can. And I think that this is terrible, that over 20 million people will likely become freshly homeless or have to go live with family, friends, hotels, and other things. But if you don't do anything, that is the absolute worst thing you can do. If you need a consultant, somebody that's really good at this, that can expedite the process, I'm definitely a person you want to speak to. And again, my details are in the comment. I thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.